If you're like me, the elderly age of 30 years old is creeping up on you. You bend over a little too long, kinda hurts when you try to straighten back out. You got hair coming out of everywhere that it shouldn't be, and if you're a gamer, you happen to live through one of my personal favorite eras in gaming, the mid-2000s. You know, before you turned 15 and had to get a job and didn't have time to play them anymore. While there's no time like the present to get into gaming, what with the progression of technology, the existence of emulation, cloud gaming that doesn't even require a console or a PC to play, and a never-ending cavalcade of indie games that are packed to the brim with fresh new ideas, the mid-2000s were a colorful, experimental time in gaming. Companies were trying all kinds of new stuff, they were making basically whole new genres and subgenres, and Capcom, quite frankly, was doing too much. Oh my god, Capcom, how am I gonna make time to play all these crazy new games you keep releasing? Oh yeah, I don't have a job yet. Capcom was hitting us with Okami, Beautiful Joe, Monster Hunter games, Ace Attorney, Dead Rising. I mean, so many Mega Man games that we actually got tired of Mega Man games and stopped buying them, so Capcom waited a decade and then started selling us the same games again instead of making a new one. I'm waiting. Comment your favorite Capcom game below, because all my friends play as Apex and I have no one to talk to about this stuff. At the top of this mountain of creativity is one of my favorite game franchises of all time. Lost Planet. This is the beginning of a little video series I'm going to be doing on the whole Lost Planet series and some of my favorite games growing up going forward. I've kind of gotten tired of talking about crappy multiplayer games that are doomed to fail from their conception, so I'm moving on to fun things to talk about. You know, like you should do things that are fun, not miserable. Lost Planet stars Korean sexy man Lee Byung-hun. I don't know if I said that right, I'm so sorry if I didn't. But you might know him from a little show called Squid Game. Not very popular, not sure if you've heard of it. Lost Planet is a game about family.
It's about family.
Actually, it's a game about shooting giant lizard bugs with huge guns and mech suits and stomping all over the place and using laser guns and blowing things up. I think that's what it's about. And breasts. See, this game takes place on EDN 3. The Earth has run out of resources and we gotta get out of there. So we picked a giant ball of unlivable ass. You guys better start recycling or this is gonna happen. Upon arriving on the planet, we find out that not only is it a giant frozen unlivable turd, it's also infested with giant lizard bugs called acrid that have pockets of thermal energy in their bodies that keep them alive in the frigid environments. Realizing that we can't do anything, we do the only sensible thing. We get off the planet, and then thanks to the power of the indomitable human spirit, we build giant robots with guns and lasers, and we go back there and we kill them. You play as Wayne, who at the beginning of the game works alongside his father doing something. The base is attacked by a giant acrid called Green Eye, who seemingly kills Wayne's father and leaves you entombed in ice for 30 years, which you're then dug out later by Capcom Breast Woman, the fat kid from Kingdom Hearts 2, and Wesker Virgil. Conspiracy things happen, and you find out that your dad actually was not killed by Green Eye, but by Nevek. And has there ever been a more evil-sounding company than Nevek? The Nevek troopers are led by Bandero, who leads the Frontier Project. See, the Frontier Project is basically a plan to wipe out all acrid on the surface of EDN 3. Problem is, there are human settlers already on the planet, and it would kill them too, and hey man, that ain't cool. It's one of those, you know, sacrifice 1,000, save 7 billion type of thing, but we're the hero of the story, so that can't happen. We've got to settle this by fighting in our anime robots. Yeah, it's not exactly an award-winning story or anything. It's, you know, things you've seen before, maybe stapled together from a few different sources, but it's still pretty fun, though. These character designs, though, top tier. Dude, look at this guy's head. How threatening is that? Honestly, I love the look of this game. I love the cutscenes. I love the over-the-top corny voice acting. I love all of it. Nothing about this is bad to me. So I might have a wrong opinion here and there about this one. God, I love this game. You'd be hard-pressed to even know that this is the same game from beginning to end. Here's the beginning of the game. Here's the end of the game. It's great. So what does the game play like? Well, it's a Japanese-developed third-person shooter that came out in 2006, so it's a little crusty. On foot, you can run around, jump slowly, and you've got a grappling hook that allows you to reach higher ledges. You can carry 2 weapons at a time. To zoom your weapon, you press up on the D-pad. Crusty. Left trigger is grenade, and you've got a wimpy little melee with the B button. If you're feeling funky, you can pick up and manhandle the vital suit weapons, the miniguns, giant rocket launchers and stuff. It greatly dampens your movement ability, but I mean, it's a giant minigun, it's a giant rocket launcher, it's a giant shotgun. It's cool. I'm telling you, Wayne and Monster Hunter from Monster Hunter need to get in a bench pressing competition because good God, these guys are ripped! Speaking of Monster Hunter, if you have played Monster Hunter, you'll probably understand the game feel here a little bit better. Movement is very deliberate. You're not really fast. You just feel like a guy who's fighting giant monsters. And man, they can home run your ass whenever they want to, okay? These Acrid do not care. They will flick you away like an action figure. This is especially true when you jump in one of the many vital suits in the game, which are these big-ass mechs that we use to destroy the Acrid. They come in all different shapes and sizes. You got like just a regular little bipedal thing. You got a bipedal thing that jumps really high. You got a bipedal one that turns into a ski-mobile. You got some more advanced ones. And finally, you got the PTX 140, which is the Mac Daddy of vital suits. This thing's got great mobility. It can hover for a long period of time. It's got a laser chainsaw attached to the hand. Need I say more? Fun fact, this round beauty appeared in the Wii and arcade exclusive fighting game Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, and not Marvel vs. Capcom 3, because Capcom hates me personally. The enemies that you fight include the aforementioned Acrid, Snow Pirates, which, what an amazing name, and Nevek, who have access to some pretty heavy-duty firepower in the latter portion of the game. Namely, they have access to this guy's hair. What is going on? What is that? You might be thinking, wow, a crusty 2006 shooter with giant robots and alien bugs? How could it get any better? Multiplayer. Now, unlike Lost Planet 2, there's no cooperative campaign in Lost Planet 1, but there is competitive multiplayer. I haven't played since way back when, as you can imagine, hard to find a match these days, and I was unsuccessful in doing so. However, I can pretty confidently recount my playing this way back when. I got smoked by everybody because people who are good at this game are really good at this game, and I was not one of them. Lost Planet received a re-release called Lost Planet Colonies. Now, it's still Lost Planet 1, however, it's a separate release, so you technically could own Lost Planet Extreme Condition and Lost Planet Extreme Condition Colonies. It's weird, I can't believe we had technology like that way back in the mid-2000s. I wonder if that technology could ever be recovered, if we could ever, you know, like let the old version of the game exist and also have the new one, so if you wanted to play one or the other, you could, like, I don't know. It's crazy, right? Like, how could we do that? Now, it added 4 new single-player modes. There was a score attack mode, which is exactly what it sounds like. You just go through the campaign trying to get the highest score. There's also a time trial boss rush mode that you could play, a first-person mode you could play, which, from everything that I've seen, does not look like an improvement, but hey, it's there. It also added unlimited mode, which I believe you had to beat the game first to unlock, but essentially what it did was increase your speed by a lot and gave you unlimited ammo. So if you thought the campaign was crazy before, now you can do it faster. It also added new multiplayer maps and a new multiplayer mode where one team actually played as the Acrid and the other team were humans. They had to duke it out. Pretty cool. Added some new weapons and some new playable characters, including Frank West and Mega Man Frank West. It also added a new feature that, shockingly enough, would be celebrated for years and years to come. Not sure if you've ever heard of it. Hang on, let me just... My throat is raw. Holy shit. I haven't screamed that hard in a while. Oh my god, I'm dying. This is not helping. Yeah, if you want to play the best version of Lost Planet 1, don't. Really though, if you do want to play it, you're relegated to actually playing it on Xbox hardware or doing some fancy footwork to get around the games for Windows Live stuff on PC. My throat is fucked. Now this is, of course, until Capcom descends from their throne and removes the games from Windows Live stuff from Lost Planet Colonies and Lost Planet 2, which should happen, right around the same time that my dad gets back from the corner store with the milk and smokes. Lost Planet almost didn't even happen. Same with Dead Rising. Interesting fact. See, back during this time, Capcom was not exactly printing money like they more or less do now. They didn't want to make any new IPs, they just wanted sequels and things people already knew, you know, safe bets, things like Resident Evil 4's safe bet that people were gonna play that. That's not to say that their new games, their new IPs were bad or anything, like they were good games, it's just that they didn't appeal to as broad of an audience as some other games. They were distinctly Capcom and very unique. And if we know one thing about gamers, it's that they want to be spoon-fed the same crap year after year, and they will gobble it up happily. Forever. Until I'm dead. So a prototype for each game was made and then shown to the higher-ups at Capcom before the projects were greenlit. There was no way they were going to go off of an idea alone. They needed to see it in action. Helped that Lost Planet was inspired by Halo, thanks to its open level design and letting players kind of choose how they want to tackle certain objectives without explicitly telling them, hey, here's your 3 different choices to get through this firefight. It was up to you. You had to find the secret weapon, find the hidden vital suit, you know, get that upper edge on the NPCs. Not to mention, it was around the same time that Gears of War came out, which was a massively successful third-person shooter where you shoot aliens. Were they aliens? Bugs? Well, either way it fits. Now, anybody who has played both games, Gears of War and Lost Planet 1, knows that there are very few connecting threads between them, other than they are third-person shooters where you shoot aliens. They don't really control the same. Gears of War certainly doesn't have vital suits. The levels aren't structured the same, but it was enough for some people, including me, who played Gears of War 1, was looking for some more hot third-person shooter action, and saw Lost Planet and said, hey, that looks kind of interesting. I think I will become obsessed with it for the rest of my life and disappointed forever when they stop making games for it after 2013. I want to die. I really just want to take a moment here and sing the praises of Lost Planet to you. For the year that the game came out, it looks absolutely fantastic. The game runs on MT Framework, which I believe was a Capcom engine, and Lost Planet 2 ran on MT Framework 2. Now they use the RE engine for everything, and boy, I'd sure love to see a Lost Planet remake in the RE engine. Please! I mean, the snow, the character animations, the Acrid animations, the vital suits, like, so much of this game looks really good after playing Exoprimal, which, I mean, looks fine. But after playing Exoprimal, it came out in 2023, and then going back to Lost Planet, it came out in 2006, and seeing all the little details in the movements and everything, it just, ooh, God, this game still looks good. Level design is great. I mentioned earlier, there's little secrets in the levels. There's little coins that you can shoot. That's a bonus you can get in every level if you collect all the coins. But there's hidden vital suits everywhere. There's hidden weapons. You just gotta go out of your way and look for little clues in the environment. Maybe a little tunnel. Maybe a little something will be like, oh, I think there's something over there. Some levels have giant bosses that you don't even have to fight. You can just run right past them. In fact, usually the game tells you to just run right past them. Like there's this one level where you start out and you see this big open tundra and the game gives you one of the snowmobile vital suits. You're like, oh, all right, so I just gotta ride across this tundra, get to my objective, hop in the vital suit, drive out there, boom, your vital suit blows up. You're like, what happened? Oh, there's a giant snow worm out here. Now, normally, you're just supposed to run away from him and get to the objective. Or, if your testicles are feeling rather swollen, you can turn around and kill him. It's kind of difficult, but you get a little achievement and a pat on the back. And he comes back 2 minutes later, so it doesn't really matter, but cool. The vital suits are just so cool because there's so many different iterations of them. The different factions have the same suits that have different looks. So the ones from Nevek are all sleek and black and edgy and stuff, and then the other ones, the more utilitarian ones, look so. They're round, they're kind of beat up looking, but it's just cool that there's that variety there. It doesn't really make a difference, but it's visual storytelling. And I honestly haven't seen anything like the vital suits since Lost Planet 2. That doesn't mean they don't exist, just means I haven't played them yet. And by the way, if you know of any Lost Planet spiritual successor games out there, please tell me in the comments below so I can play them right now. Lost Planet 1, in my opinion, started something that Lost Planet 2 nearly perfected. Although Lost Planet 2 missed a couple things that Lost Planet 1 had, it just, it's a very unique experience, these first two games. We'll get to the third game. I'm not gonna just bash the third game because I know everybody else does. I'm not gonna do that. But Lost Planet 1 and 2 are unique games. Very unique and uniquely fun. It is wonderfully overacted, packed to the brim with action. The gameplay is non-stop fun, and it's just got a real special place in my filthy, wretched heart. And it has not one, but two Capcom breast women. Need I say more? Thank you guys so much for watching. If indeed you've made it this far, I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me and the channel a whole lot, especially with me branching away from the videos that I normally do and starting to talk more about games that I remember fondly and love very much, instead of these god-awful new multiplayer abominations that I hate playing and kinda hate talking about. Why did I make a video about Shatterline? Of all games. Shatterline? Why didn't one of you punch me? There's just so many amazing games that I grew up with in my formative years and on my, most played consoles, which probably are the Xbox 360 and GameCube. And I just wanna replay them and share those games with you guys and hopefully maybe introduce you to something you haven't played before or remind you why something is so great. So I really, really hope you guys dig these new videos, and please, like I said before, like, comment, subscribe, because it'll really help me in the algorithm a lot. I've suckered 4,000 of you into thinking that I talk about relevant games, so now I can puke all my disgusting little brain worms all over you. Get ready. You may have already assumed that I'm making videos on the other Lost Planet games, and boy, you sure are correct. The next video will be about Lost Planet 2 and then Lost Planet 3. We've already started playing Lost Planet 2 on the Twitch channel, so make sure you follow me on there and ring the notification, whatever bell thing Twitch has, so that you don't miss out on those, because we are having an absolute blast playing the game. I'm introducing two of my friends to it for the first time. I haven't played since way back in the day, so it's a very exciting time to check out the streams. So please come on by and chat or say nothing. Don't care. Come watch me play video games and squee. Stay tuned for more breaking news from the surface of EDM 3 when we explore Lost Planet 2 in the next video. See ya.